Assalamu alaikum, dear second year students. Today we are going to have a lecture based on chapter 4, drafting and revising your essay. In order to start the stage of drafting our essay, we have to think about the same general objectives of writing your essay. What are these general objectives? First of all, you have to make sure that your essay includes an introduction, and this introduction must appeal to the needs and interests of your audience. The second one, you have to make sure that the body paragraphs are well written and have topic sentences that relate to the thesis statement of your essay, and at the same time, these body paragraphs must include controlling ideas. And the third point is that you have to make sure that your essay includes a conclusion, and in this conclusion, you summarize the main idea in your essay and emphasize the important points you have discussed in your essay. A very important point you have to put in your consideration when you draft your essay. You have to make sure that your essay has a sense of logic that makes the essay easy to read and understand. What do we mean by that? The sense of logic. By this, we mean that you have to give the feeling that the text of your essay can be read smoothly and easily, and one idea leads to the other, and there is some sort of logical relationship between one idea and the other idea. For example, if one sentence includes the cause of a phenomenon, the second sentence must include the effect of this phenomenon, and so on. However, we can achieve coherence by the use of some coherence devices, and these coherence devices will make your essay smoother to read and more sophisticated. And the smooth flow of ideas within a paragraph may be achieved by the three following strategies. The first one is the use of pronouns to refer to nouns. Because if you repeat the same noun again and again, this will be very weak English. In order to make your English better, you have to use reference. By reference, I mean you use a pronoun to refer to a previous noun. If, for example, we say this sentence, English is considered an international language. In the second sentence, if you say, English is spoken by more than 206 million people all over the world. So every time you start the sentence with English, English. Let me read again. English is considered an international language. English is spoken by more than 260 million people all over the world. In order to solve this problem, in the second sentence, it is better to make your writing smoother and more sophisticated. You have to use a pronoun. So we can say it in this way. English is considered an international language. It is spoken by more than 260 million people all over the world. This is one strategy to achieve coherence. The other one is repetition of keywords and phrases. Of course, when you write about something, there are some keywords which you have to use all the time. Okay, and these keywords are always repeated in your writing in order to remind the reader all the time you are talking about this topic. For example, on page 69 of your book, there is a paragraph as an example about pollution, okay, and you see here we have repetition of the word pollution and some related words. So you find the word pollution is repeated twice. And related to this, we have health problems, because health problems is an expression which is related to pollution. And we have an example of health problems, which is cancer. So what we have here is that we have repetition of keywords and phrases. In addition to this, a very important point which we have to consider is the use of transition words and expressions and phrases. What is meant by transition? Transitions are words which are used to have a specific meaning in the English sentence. And these transitions express different ideas. For example, if you use because is a transition and it is used to express cause and effect. If we use however is a transition and it is used to express contrast, and so on. So I'm going to give you more details about transitions. So as I told you before, transitions in English are sometimes called connectors. And these connectors have different grammatical uses. So to learn transitions, you have to learn the grammatical use of every word, because they are not used the same. And what we're going to have a list of some transition words which are generally used in English. The first item we are going to talk about in transition words is introductory words. We have introductory words which are used at the beginning of sentences in order to make the sentence read and understood clearly. Examples of these are expressions like at first, similarly, furthermore. All these are introductory words, and we call these introductory words because they are used at the beginning of the sentence. They are used to introduce an idea in the sentence. So when we say at first, we did not understand. Similarly, color's hair was curly. Furthermore, we need to study, and so on. The second item in the list of transition is subordinate conjunctions. And the subordinate conjunctions are words which are used to introduce subordinate clauses. Because when we talk about a clause, okay, the clause may be classified as main clause or subordinate clause. The clauses which I underline here in as you see here, these are called main clauses. So we went, this is a main clause because it can stand alone as a sentence. The party was over, again this is a main clause. We need to study, this is a main clause. However, in addition to the main clauses, we have subordinate clauses. And the subordinate clauses are clauses which are used in order to connect ideas. For example, we went. We may ask why we went? Because we were excited. So because here is called a subordinate conjunction. Okay, the party was over. Okay, when Ali arrived, the party was over. So when here is called a subordinate conjunction. Although we were late, we need to study. Okay, although here is a subordinate conjunction. As you see here, the subordinate clauses, which are marked in yellow here, cannot stand alone as sentences. We cannot say, because we were excited. We do not have a complete meaning. But if we say we went, we have a complete meaning. So this is the main clause. When Ali arrived, it cannot stand as alone. That's why we call it subordinate. But when we say the party was over, it can be used as an independent sentence, a separate sentence. Although we were late, it cannot stand alone. But if we say we need to study, it can stand alone, and so on.